Now for updates on sports stories from across the globe, Aaron Akerijola joins us from the field. Aaron the Baron, let us know what's going on in Yaba.
All right, yes, you're very, very right, Vimbai. We are live. We are live at the Yaba Tech Sports Complex. And as we speak, before we just get there, of course, we have athletes competing in the 10,000 meters. It is the national of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria here. If they can help us with the feedback, it would be much appreciated. It is the 10,000 meters trials for athletes, and as we speak to you right now, they are almost done. We'll be having hurdles, we'll be having discourse in a moment. Coming back to what is happening here today, it is the national trials, like we said, and Arise News is firmly behind this national trials because 42 days from today, we will be attending the World Athletics Championship taking place in Tokyo, Japan, and we'll be hoping that Nigeria will put a firm footing in that particular event. And if that is to happen, it starts here, and the athletes here, through the times and through all the hurdles that they actually have to overcome, will determine whether they can get there or not. Of course, this particular athletics trials is divided into two. One here in Lagos and another in Ghana. Then we'll be off to the races in another 42 days' time for that massive one. Arise News will be here all through this weekend, from today to being the first, second, and third, looking at how things have actually played out. We will be also delving deep, talking to the athletes, talking to the administrators, and trying to get a feel of what it is to compete for Nigeria. Because remember, Favor Philly stirred the pond. And as it stands right now, several athletes are maybe considering, but you must be good enough, first of all, before you can begin to think of porting to another country. Away from that quickly, let's move away from that and talk about basketball. Our D-Tigers are still doing us very, very proud. And as it stands right about now, they've punched their way through to the semifinals of the ongoing Afro basketball taking place in Abidjan. If we were to put it into context, the D-Tigers are a phenomenal team. Scratch that. The D-Tigers are a tour de force. The last time they lost a game was back in 2015. They've won 6 titles, and they will be hoping that they can add another title to that. We've been speaking about women and their dominance, not here in Nigeria, but on the continent. The D-Tigers are another example of that. That's when it comes to sports. They are unmatched. They are unrivaled when it comes to sports, especially basketball on the continent. Away from that, let's quickly talk about Victor Osimhen and the fact that as it stands right now, all thanks to what is happening, his contract with his team, talking about Galatasaray, is the most expensive in the history of the Turkish Super League. Because when you put it into context, the well over 75 million euros transfer that Galatasaray paid to SSC Napoli, and putting all the add-ons and the fact that he will be walking away with 5 million or 10 million in image rights, and also cumulatively annual salary, it's touching on about 21 million euros. No one has earned that much. And Victor Osimhen can actually say that not only is he a record setter, because he has the most goals in the Turkish Super League in a single season, he's now the highest paid, and he can take that to the bank and celebrate that. But before I actually move it on, speaking about the D-Tigers, I needed to actually add that one particular man, the president of the Nigeria Basketball Federation, Musa Kida, who also is the non-executive chairman of NMPCL, is in Abidjan as we speak right now, and he's been trying to woo the who is who in Nigerian sports to come and see the D-Tigers make history, and not just make history, invest into basketball. Because if these investments don't come in, these people cannot get as far as they want to. And that is why we've celebrated what Arise has actually done. Because Arise has said, oh, let's see how we can get our athletes from here to Tokyo in another 42 days. And the journey has begun today, and it will still stretch across the next 42 days. And let's hope that the athletes can seize the moment, capture their thunder, and go out there and make things happen. Before I actually call it up, I must actually talk about the event that happened yesterday, which I reported extensively on, talking about the breakfast celebration for the Super Falcons. One particular lady, an unsung hero, who has been in the background fighting for these ladies. Because right now, everyone seems to be talking about the $100,000 that were given to the ladies. No one seems to be talking about in 2015 that these ladies, after winning championships, they had to protest in front of the State House in Abuja. In 2019, when they won the championship, they had to protest in their hotels before returning back to Nigeria. But for the first time in a very long time, these athletes are being celebrated and given their dues worth. But one woman has stood behind them, helping them focus, and more importantly, encouraging them, both financially and in every ramification. Aisha Falode is her name. She needs no introduction. She's a journalist extraordinaire. She has fought for women over the years. Former chairperson of the Nigeria Women's League, right now board member of the Nigeria Football Federation. And her efforts cannot go unnoticed, because the Super Falcons are celebrating and enjoying the very best today. But some people actually paid the price. Over to you in the studio.
There's no time for commentary, but just excited to see Arise partnering with the National Athletics Federation for these trials, and just wishing all of the athletes all the best.
Well, two quick things. One, thank you for celebrating Aisha Falode, journalist, also, committed to the development of sports in Nigeria. And two, Arise News. It's good to see Arise News partnering with the Athletics Federation of Nigeria to promote athletics. Yesterday I was talking about private sector involvement, increased private sector involvement in the development of sports in Nigeria. I would like to see more of that. Well, thank you very much, Aaron.